welcome to Red Carpet with. I'm Raja Azuni, your host, back with you with another episode of RCW. Today, we're graced with the presence of your beauty queen. Ever since she won the title of Miss Universe Malaysia 2013, she has continued to be in the limelight, be it on TV, in print, or on the catwalk. But she's far from done with beauty pageants as she continues to share her expertise and knowledge with others. Now, as the National Director of Miss Universe Malaysia organisation, Red Carpet welcomes Miss Carey.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much for coming to the show.
It's my pleasure.
We're so happy that you're here. So, Carey, we always start with, a little something about you and how you grew up. So, you're a KLite?
Yes, all my life, my family was in KL and I went to school in KL. I was from Common Bukit Nanas.
Right.
Yes,
Okay.
a girls' school.
Right. So, what was it like growing up in KL?
Well, I've been very used to the city life. You know, it's very urban, everything's really hectic, it's really fast-paced, and I think that's how I like life. So this is really amazing for me to be part of the pageant as well because it really, really fastened my pace as well. So yeah, I really love it here in KL. There's no place here, there's no other place that I would rather call home.
Okay, sounds great. So, you're an architectural graduate.
Correct.
Right? A trained gymnast and a ballet dancer. So what made you take part in a beauty pageant?
Well, as you can see, they're all non-related,
Right.
But it's just interest that I had since I was young. But pageant, I must say, was something that I explored into because I really feared the industry. I mean, it was something that I was not used to or acquainted with when I was younger. When I was in school, I was more of a nerd. I stick to my books. I was into sports, but I was more of a high achiever than I would think a pretty girl.
Right.
So when it comes to a point where I graduated and I realized that I had to bridge the gap between me and the world, I realized that I lacked a lot of networking and social skills. And I feel that one of the things I feared was, not having the confidence that people would pay attention to me. I
Right.
think the pageant was something that kind of challenged me to it, and I felt like because it was held on TV, that was the best platform I could get. My learning curve would be the steepest there, so I decided to join it.
Right. I mean, it's hard to imagine you ever being a nerd, though.
I was a real nerd.
Really? Okay. Well, we'll have to ask some of your friends that.
You will have to.
All right. Okay. Well, now, I'm sure you get asked this a lot, but winning a beauty pageant is obviously a life-changing moment for any lady. So how has it changed your life?
Well, it's changed my life, not only for myself, actually, for my family and friends and people who are close to me. I think it's changed 180 degree. My life now has been, fed with so much more opportunity. I meet with amazing people. For example, when I was in Moscow, I got to meet Steven Tyler, which was
Right.
one of my idols, and we got to meet Donald Trump, and there are just, locally celebrated entrepreneurs and successful people. You get to meet with interesting characters. I think that has been an opportunity that I would not get if I stayed in my shell. And I think that also with that title, I was given a lot of opportunity to explore myself and to really find my sweet spot in the industry. And for me, I think it's just a great place for any girl to discover herself and really find that confidence in her own skin.
Right. Okay. So, I mean, obviously, being a beauty queen and Miss Malaysia at that, you're pretty much out there in the limelight all the time. But you once described yourself, I believe, as an extroverted introvert.
Correct.
Can you explain what that is?
It was something that I had to come up with because there was no real way of telling people how I was before and how I came to be in the shortest word possible. And
Yeah.
I was an introvert, and I think I'm still an introvert by personality. I love my alone time, and I think best when I'm alone, brewing in my own thoughts, and I'm more an artistic kind of person. So I like that kind of, intimate moments with myself where I get to explore my ideas. But I think being in industry and also, I know that now I'm a public figure and I have some responsibilities and duties to carry out when I had the title. I had to be more of a social person.
Right.
So I'm extroverted now, but still my comfort zone is where I lay as an introvert.
Right.
But I feel that because of the pageant, I now have best of both worlds.
It's an interesting outlook.
I hope that summarizes everything.
Okay, all right. Okay, now, of course, again, what would you say was the highlight of your reign as Miss Universe Malaysia 2013?
Well, I have so many highlights. It's so hard to choose, but I must say, I had this once in a lifetime experience being on stage with millions of people viewing the TV, and knowing being on Miss Universe was so many girls' dreams, and having Steven Tyler perform right in front of us on the same stage was a definite highlight. But I would say locally, what was the highlight was to work with local designers that I truly love, and they custom made dresses for you. Which girl wouldn't like that, having a
Sure.
custom made beautiful dress. And during my year, I had to wear this dress that was custom made for me that was $500,000 in value. So
Right.
I think that was a pretty good highlight for me during that year.
Yeah. I mean, how does it feel like to wear something
Oh, I feel expensive.
that feels $500,000?
Yeah, I really felt like it was a dream come true. Like, I would never have expected that to happen. So it was definitely a once in a lifetime experience. I would never have had a $500,000 value of dress on me. So, but yeah, I think that was when I really realized that it was really up to me to make my country proud. I was the only one during that year that was called Miss Universe Malaysia, and I felt like it was an amazing, incredible honor.
Right. Okay. So, I mean, your highlight in Moscow?
Well, I was really, really happy because when I was in Moscow, a huge group of students that were studying in Moscow that were Malaysians came to support me. And I heard the cheers. I mean, Malaysia was generally a country that don't highlight pageants so much. So when you go to an international stage, you don't actually get that many fans to come and cheer you on. But during my year, I was very, very lucky. So the ambassadors in Moscow were aware that I was there for the pageant, and the students studying medicine were there, and I had a whole group of students that were there to cheer me on. To hear them calling out Malaysia when I was on stage was an incredible experience. It felt like I was on an Olympic stadium of some sort,
Right.
And after that, they personally brought me nasi lemak
Wow,
to
in
my
Moscow.
room. So that was
Made in
actually
Malaysia, made by a Malaysian.
exactly
Right.
How awesome is that?
Awesome indeed.
Taste of Malaysia away from home.
Sure, always a wonderful thing. So, okay, so we're going to chat with you some more, but now we have to take a short break. Stay tuned as we come back with more on Carey right after this. Thank you.
Red carpet. Red carpet.
Hi, welcome back to Red Carpet with. Today we're chatting with Beauty Queen and Miss Universe Malaysia 2013, Carey. Welcome back to the show. Okay, now you were recently appointed the National Director of the Miss Universe Malaysia organization, right?
Yep.
And at 26, if I'm not wrong. So, yeah, tell us about your role.
Well, it's really exciting for me. Coming into this, I never really expected it, but I think when I look back, it was all planned out for some reason. When I was crowned Miss Universe Malaysia 2013 in December 2012, I had no idea that I would be going through most of my years in preparation for Miss Universe alone.
Right.
And usually there's a national director to guide the girls in preparation because I would have no idea what to do. But in my year, the organization was going through some sort of transition. And Andrea Fonseca then had to go back to Perth to be with the husband. So I was left with no one. And I guess that was a blessing in disguise. I had to really figure out what to do on my own, speak to designers, find my way into the industry so that people would know what I'm doing and support, whatever I needed in preparation for Miss Universe. And through that experience, I think I was given a good opportunity to carve my own path, be my own brand, be my own personality. And I guess there's pros and cons to that. I think it would have been great to have better guide and mentorship.
Yeah.
But I think because of that, I really learned the ropes behind being a Miss Universe Malaysia, not just being a face of it, but really knowing what I needed to be and what I needed to learn. And I understood what the organization was about. I understood how they ran it, what were the things that they had to do in preparation for the pageant. It's not all glitz and glamour.
Yeah.
You know, it's not all about
course.
just taking yourself and how you look in front of the public, but it's just so much details, and it's as if you're running a company. It's a business in itself.
Right.
And then I had a brief mentorship with Elaine Daly, which was then appointed a national director. And I think every step that I had in that 1 year really was planned out so that I could learn the ropes and understand the business so that I may take on this role. So
Right.
when I finally took on the role, I was ecstatic, and I knew that I would be able to do this and I would love doing this. I wake up every day now knowing that I'm doing what I love, so I'm really happy.
That's great. Sounds like you're having fun.
I am. I think I'm having more fun than the girls who are participating this year.
Okay, all right.
It's now being on the other side of the world, you know, so it's definitely a really, really good change in environment as well.
Right. Okay. Now, in your own opinion, how do you think the pageant has evolved over the years?
Well, I think every year the ideals are the same. You're looking for a beautiful girl, but I think because the society are challenging what beauty is about, and that beauty should go, you know, it should go deeper. You know, it shouldn't just be skin deep. And I think because of that social challenge, we are now looking at girls who are confident, who are a little more unique and with good personality, and it's basically with more substance. And that's what we're doing in Miss Universe Malaysia. I think the brainchild of the reality TV series from Andrea has really made a difference, because it's given the girls an opportunity to show who they are as a person, not just a face you see on pictures. You know, you actually see the girl in movement, how she carries herself, and what she stands for as a person. And I think that's how it's changed. You know, like it's now given women a more empowering platform, not just parading, you know, on stage looking beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's definitely something that I think we should be encouraging, because it's empowering for young women out there.
Okay. Great. Okay. The new batch of 17 contestants have just been introduced, right? I mean, quite recently. How was that selection done?
Well, it was a long, long selection for us. We wanted to extend ourselves to East Malaysia this year, so
Right.
we actually visited Kota Kinabalu, and we held an audition there. Usually it's just held in KL, but we first opened a casting call that was held online, and we received submissions, but it was an overwhelming amount of submission, as of just like any year. And we shortlisted some girls to meet during the auditions. And from that, I had to profile over 100 girls, meet them, and see whether they're up for the challenge. And from there, we held a couple of more events where the directors and, you know, prominent people in the industry were able to meet the girls personally and really get to know them. And to see how they handle themselves in event and social events as well. And then we got our final 17.
Right.
So it was a course of a couple of months in search for the perfect 17 girls to go on this journey.
Are you happy with the 17?
I'm definitely happy with them. I think we have a good mix. That's what we're always trying to do. There's no particular face that we're looking for, and no particular personality, but definitely someone who has a winning spirit. You know, like it's always a girl. You're not just looking for a beauty. You're looking for a beauty queen. You're standing queen above all beauties, you know, and that's not a trait you can find in every girl. And we're always looking for fresh girls as well. So you're really looking for that tiny spark that's able to evolve into something bigger. And I'm really happy with the girls this round, and they're a very good mix of culture and profession, and I think that they have risen up to the challenge so far.
Okay. Now, the finalists are now featured in a reality TV show. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, we are in the midst of our web episodes now, which you can catch on our Miss Universe Malaysia YouTube channel.
Right.
So that is basically it's a 10 episode of introduction to the, you know, introducing to the public who the girls are, and the basic training that they go through, and basically giving the girls a chance to, feel what the pageant is about before they actually hit straight on doing the reality TV series. So what's going to happen is that it's going to be a very grueling process for them. They'll be all held in the same house, going through various challenges from physical to mental to emotional. The girls are definitely going to be under a lot of pressure. And I guess that's the only way you can tell who the fittest and the strongest girl would be.
Right.
So catch it. It's going to be so interesting, and the girls I think have done amazing. Some girls are cracking under pressure, but
Sure.
I think these moments are the ones that they will always look back and say, hey, that's how I handled it, and this is who I am today. So do catch it on TV.
Of course. Okay. Now, can you tell yet who's, going to emerge champion?
Well,
Or is it too early to tell?
it's not too early to tell. I've been with them, if you count from the day of the auditions, I've been with them for 6 months now. And, well, there are definitely girls who stand out more than the rest, but there's no one definite girl now. Every girl has her own weakness.
Okay.
And I think that it's really up to them from this month up till the final night how they have improved and changed, because that's really important. It's the ability to improve yourself every single day. So I think the final leg of the competition is from today onwards to the final. So I can only tell you who I think would be a good winner
Yeah.
on the day of the final crowning
Right.
night.
Okay, all right. So it's going to be a surprise. A good one, I hope.
It's always going to be a good one. I believe that every time a winner is selected, I think that she would be able to, step into the role and really own what she has won.
Right, Carey. I mean, you've also recently returned from Florida, right?
That's right.
Where you were with Sabrina Bennett, who represented Malaysia recently.
That's correct.
Tell us about how your experience and.
Well, I think it was really interesting for Sabrina because it's in Miami, it's full of culture, and I think the crowd spirit was really, really strong. There were a lot of pageant fans there, and you could really feel, the arena, with that kind of passion for a beauty pageant, and I think that's an interesting experience to go through. And we were there for about 20 days, and Sabrina had to be there from the very, very beginning, and she was housed with 88 girls this year. So it's a stiff competition, definitely, and I think that she has really done her best, and I think every year the girl has really stepped up to her plate. And it's all about having that confidence that you are a Malaysian and you're proud of who you are, standing there representing your country. I mean, nobody would know your name there. People call you by your country. You're actually carrying your country's name.
Right.
And I think it's a very proud moment for her, and I'm very happy that she has done her best and really fought to the end. And we're really happy for her.
Okay, great. Maybe, we'll get on the show someday.
Yes,
soon.
definitely.
Okay. So now, as a new national director of Miss Malaysia Universe organization, what are your hopes for this new batch of contestants?
Well, for the batch itself, I really hope that they make full use of this opportunity. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Even if you don't win, you are given that one chance to show yourself to the public and really explore who you are. And I think that I really hope that these girls would take a good positive experience out of this entire challenge and journey. But particularly for the winner, I hope that she knows that this is not all about the glamour. This is the common mistake that every girl comes in and think that it's not going to be hard work. It's definitely going to be hard work. It's a lot of pressure. It's going to be a lot of determination. It's going to be self-motivation. No one can tell you who you are but yourself. It's about putting your best foot forward all the time and being the best version of yourself. And I really just hope that the girls will not take this opportunity for granted and think that they would only be working hard and give their best after they're crowned. They should be working hard now, this very second. At this very second, I hope you're not eating pizzas. I really hope that you're working out, finding out about things that matters to them and really make a real change for themselves, because this is your journey.
Yeah,
I'm here to facilitate what I can
right.
and to share with you what I think should be important for you and the pageant, and what are the responsibilities you need to carry as Miss Universe Malaysia. But the journey is your own.
Yeah.
Every beauty queen we had carved her own journey. We have our own stories to tell, and she should have her own. So
Make
she
it
needs to
count.
grow up. If she's a girl, she needs to grow up right this instance, and the girl that I will be crowning will be a woman, not a girl. So I hope they realize that. I really hope that for them, that they would grow up and use this learning curve.
Okay, all right. Now, my final question. What would you say to potential beauty queens out there? There'll be some watching the show.
Well, if it's your dream, work hard for it and take it, because no beauty queen would sit there and think that everything is given to her. If it's yours, it's yours. All you have to do is want it and go for it.
Great. All right. Very sound advice from Carey Ng. So, with that, thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thank you.
And that's all the time we have for Red Carpet With today. For the latest updates, don't forget to go to redcarpet.net.my, and don't forget to watch Red Carpet With on ABN Channel 201 as we bring you interesting interviews with celebrities every week. Till next time, goodbye.